this video we will review The Killer Movie. Let's begin. An unnamed skillful professional assassin, credited as the killer, stakes out a Parisian hotel room. He prepares to use a sniper rifle to kill a target who will check into the hotel room at an unspecified time. While waiting for the target, he eats, practices yoga, listens to the Smiths, and talks on the phone with his handler, an attorney named Hodges. The killer narrates about these activities, stressing the mantra of his rules and the routine, even boring nature of his job, and how his cynicism and lack of empathy are beneficial for his chosen occupation. The target eventually arrives in the company of a dominatrix. The killer misses his target, accidentally shooting the dominatrix. He flees, successfully evades the police, and flies to the United States under one of his numerous fake identities. The killer returns to his lavish compound in the Dominican Republic to find that it has been broken into and that his romantic partner Magdala has been attacked. The killer finds her sedated in a hospital and her brother Marcus watching over her. He learns that Magdala was tortured but managed to escape the assassins, who fled in a taxi. He tracks down the taxi driver, Leo, who drove the assassins to the killer's home. Leo identifies them as a man who was injured on his leg and a woman whose hair resembled a Q-tip. The killer shoots and kills Leo, leaving his body in his taxi. The killer travels to Hodges' office in New Orleans, Louisiana, and gains entry to the building disguised as a custodial worker. He restrains Hodges' secretary Dolores and destroys the electronic records of their work together. As Hodges attempts to de-escalate the situation, the killer shoots him in the chest with a nail gun in an attempt to torture the names of the hitmen out of him, but Hodges dies more quickly than the killer anticipated by aspirating his own blood. Dolores offers to show the killer the assassin's identities in her personal paper files in her home, asking in return that the killer give her a quick and non-suspicious death so her children can claim her estate via life insurance. After receiving the names at her home, the killer suddenly breaks her neck and she falls down a flight of stairs. The killer drives to St. Petersburg, Florida, and identifies the brute by his limp. After a lengthy fight, the killer overpowers the brute and burns down his home with a Molotov cocktail. He subsequently travels to Beacon in New York, where he confronts the older expert assassin in a gourmet restaurant. Appearing to accept her fate, the expert questions the killer's motivations in continuing his profession. Outside, he shoots her dead after she trips and asks for a hand, noticing a concealed knife in her hand. The killer finally travels to Chicago, where the client, billionaire venture capitalist Claiborne, lives in an upscale penthouse. The killer transfers his finances to the Dominican Republic and observes Claiborne's routine, using inexpensive tools purchased on Amazon to clone his home keycard and circumvent building security. The killer confronts Claiborne at gunpoint in his penthouse, asking him if he ordered the retaliatory hit out of personal grievance. Claiborne claims that he has no personal problem with him and, as a first-time client of a hitman, agreed to pay Hodges to tie up loose ends without knowing what that entailed. The killer spares Claiborne, though he promises to return and kill him in a gruesome, unsuspecting way if Claiborne ever comes after him. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe my channel.